Good morning. I'm in Paisley today and I'm heading towards Jenny's Well Nature Reserve. It's going to take me about 40 minutes to get there, maybe an hour to walk around it, then I'll have to head all the way back. So hopefully the rain will stay quite light and it'll be a nice enjoyable walk. Paisley Abbey being obscured by the fallen trees. Down there is White Cart Water. The nature reserve runs alongside White Cart Water, so I have to see how close I can actually get to it. Paisley is a busy town at this time of the morning. Only about 9 o'clock. Never been to the nature reserve before, though I know roughly where it is. And there's a couple of different entrances into it. There's the entrance on its south edge, which is the nearest one to me. That's where I'm going. And there's the entrance on the east edge, which is towards Hawkhead Cemetery and Station. So I might exit there. I'll just see how much there is to see, and I'll kind of wing it and decide when I get there. There's one of the old threadmills there. Terrific old building, that. Luxury flats now, I believe. Definitely worth my price range. I used to walk up this road often in my youth to visit old school pals that lived up Hunter Hill. Haven't walked up this way for years. That's me got myself onto Marnock Terrace and away from the busy road. Still up there, the busy road, but so noisy. So I'll come down to here and hopefully it isn't as noisy now and I can actually speak. So Jenny's Well should be up the end of this street. I have to be honest and say I don't know this part of Paisley too well. I've never lived or wandered about the East End too much, so I need to just find exactly where I'm going. I might have to get the map out. I think I need to take a left up here. I don't know if it's the next left or the one after or the one after. So I'll try not to get too lost. Right, I can get myself a bit lost here. I missed my left turn, so I'm doubling back over this hill. And this should put me right back on track. I hope. Found it. There's quite a few paths and lots of dog walkers, so I'm just going to wing it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of signposts that I can get guided by. Wild garlic. There's a path there and a path here. This one looks like more of a woodland walk, so I think I might as well head down here. It's a bit dark. Well shaded in here, and it's dull and early in the morning, so hopefully this will be clear enough when I go to edit it. I did download a PDF from the council website that shows you a possible route around this place. Some of it loops back around on itself, so I don't want to stare at the phone constantly. So I'm just going to wander about and see what I can see. As far as I know, this used to be an old industrial area owned by Seba, one of the big industries in Paisley. And according to this sign, there's been allotments as well at some point. But it was an industrial site, and it was a landfill at some point, and it had a train line running through it. And I think it used to just be just a complete rubbish tip, all burnt out cars and rubbish everywhere. About 30 years ago, the council and Seba decided to fix the place up. It just looks like a nice wee forest path here. But I know you can get down near the water. So I'll just follow the path and hopefully it'll take me to the water. At some point I'm going to have to double back and head away up in the direction of Hawkhead Road. I've kind of joined in the middle of the nature reserve, just on the southern end. So I'm heading west, turn around and head east at some point. I just don't know when. There's a river there. It's a bit muddy, but I'm going to try and get over to it. And it's not exactly blooming with flowers or anything, is it? Old disintegrated plastic bin bags. It might be a nature reserve, but I think it needs a wee bit of work here. They could turn this into a nice wee patio area with a bench and put flowers and bushes about it instead of having it looking like that. Aye, the good thing is the path is paved or gritted. So it's nice and solid, which is good. I don't want to walk through mud. I think that bridge there takes you into a housing estate, just off of Hawkhead Road. Or is it Seed Hill? I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm being doubled around here, back to the path I came in on. I might head towards that bridge because I think the nature reserve also pushes further down past that. Then I'll be going back to the train station that direction, so it might be worth going up to the east end first. Woodland birds and bats. I'm not going to see any bats at this time of the day. I'm going to do the walk up to Hawkhead Road first and then double back, because it does seem pointless going the other direction when that's the way I need to go back to the train station. I'll do that last and see what I can find down there. There's a sign up here, tells you all the places you can go. Hawkhead Gardens. Don't know what that is. That there looks like a different path. I'm going to go up here first. There's a path there as well. There's so many paths. Wildflower meadow. Just not at this time of the year. Yeah, maybe, to be honest, it's very dreary today. So, an old wet woodland that looks very dreary when it's the start of January. So, this might be a nicer walk in the summer. I'll see, maybe it'll surprise me. As far as I know, I can walk up here towards Hawkhead Road and I can double round next to the river. So if I see a path to the left, I'll do that. Because Hawkhead Road is an exit, so I don't need to go all the way up to it if there's another route somewhere. That looks like a road up there, so one of the left turns should be before that. Yeah, that's the exit onto Hawkhead Road, so I'm going up here. See where it takes me. Just go straight up. I think if I stick to the rightmost path, it takes me down closer to the White Cart Water. So that's the plan. It's very, very boggy here. It's a good job there's a path. I guess this is what the place used to be like before they built the path and benches and done it up. Maybe a few less burned out cars. Bet that's full of newts. There we go, wetlands. The wetland was created above an old landfill site that meant only shallow ponds could be dug. Yeah, but every spring frogs and newts return to breed in summer. Dragonflies, damselflies. Ah, there we go. Not going to see that at this time of year. Just looks like a murky bog. Oh, water. Soggy feet. Yeah, the river's away down there, so I don't think I'm going to get to that. Unless this path goes closer to it. I've got a bench here, but you're literally looking out at tree branches. You can't see anything. If the trees weren't here, you'd be looking out onto houses. But no, I really do think it could do with building a walkway along the river. Down there, that was a building at the river. You see it? Maybe a bit too far away to see in camera, but there's a wee building there. Some old industrial building, it's probably been there for about 200 years. I think there's a viaduct further down, and that was built 220 years ago. But I haven't seen it yet, so that will maybe be on the west side as I head towards the exit. I'm going to go down the hill, see how close I can get to the river. That's just the meadow I walked past 5 minutes ago, the other side of it. Somebody's built a little bird box up there. Yeah, don't want to fall off the edge there, straight down into the river. Well, there's a bench here. What can I see from the bench? Oh, got to walk through mud to get to it. That is actually quite a nice view. I mean, it's dreary, the river's brown and murky looking, but you're right on the bend of the river here. It comes round and then winds round, so it does look pretty good. Again, nicer in the summer, I'd imagine. How close can I get without falling down the hill into the water? That's as close as I dare get. There we go. That wee dog's round about on its own, and it just came from down there. Can we go down there? I doubt it. I think the dog's just a bit more nimble than me. Nah, no chance. I mean, you maybe could. I could probably walk down and around, but I just look slippy as hell. This doesn't look like a proper path. I guess this is the way that wee dog went. I'm going to go and investigate anyway, see where it goes. I can always double back to the main path. Well, it's right down under an electricity pylon. Is that where I want to walk? I don't know if I do. Oh, slippy, 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 slippy. Yeah, this wee dog's came down there along the water. But yeah, there's no way through for me because that pylon's in the way, so yeah. That's probably how I haven't seen the dog's owner. He's followed down along the river behind his dog. I'll just go back up the hill. You know, I've put on a jumper today underneath this jacket, but it's actually roasting. I'm feeling the heat just walking about here. I could feel it just by my 10-minute walk to the train station. Absolutely sweltering. This is me back to the summer meadow that has no flowers. Oh, and I'm out of puff. Woolly bonnet, woolly jumper, waterproof jacket with no breathability. And that just makes me absolutely roasting. There's a path through the woods there. Yeah, it's not a proper path. Just end up with soaking wet feet if I go that way. Yeah, so this is me right back where I started. So I'll follow the path down and see where it exits on the west end of the route. Then I'll head back home. And the path I took the first time is that one there. I'm going to take this muddy one just to see where it goes. Well, I'm just looking at my map here, and according to the map, this is a dead end, and it's a very muddy path, so I'll walk down it for a bit, but I don't think I'm going to see much apart from mud. You never know, maybe I'll be surprised. I'm walking down this muddy path. I'm thinking about Jenny's Well Nature Reserve. I mean, it's better than it used to be, but in all honesty, I've done much nicer routes through in Ayrshire. You know, it's fine, there's woodlands. If you live in the area, it's better than walking down the street, but it could do with some improvement. And down at the end of this street I can see a big gate, so it is a dead end down there. I don't think there's a path to the left of it, so I'm going to have to double back up this muddy road. Maybe this is an access point for that old power pylon maybe. That's why it's all churned up with car tyres, van tyres. Not really part of the nature reserve, I don't think. Yeah, this is me looped back to this path, so we'll just follow this now. Right down to the bottom. According to the PDF I downloaded, there's another loop right down the very bottom. So I might loop around that, then exit. This is where I exited that first loop. There's Is that where it entered? Can't remember. Somewhere about here. All I need to do is keep following this path though. Coming up in the footbridge I saw earlier. It takes you over to the housing estate. So that's one of the exits here if you're heading towards Hawkhead. I'm not. I'm going to continue onwards. I might go for a quick video camera of it just to see what it's like. So there's a little viewing area here and a bench. Try and not drop my camera in the water because it's a long way down. There we go. Murky, very murky. To be honest, with the rain we're having, I'm surprised the river isn't riding up much higher. Go and get a look at this side. Probably quite nice if you're on one of those new houses across the road. Looking out onto the woodlands. Probably nice and bright in the summer. Dreary at this time of year. Head back up. Take some breathing space. There you go. A helpline if you're feeling stressed. That's the thing. How can you feel stressed when you're just walking about with nice surroundings? I like just going out to walk on my own. Sometimes it's nicer with people as well, but you can't really video when you're with other people. It's too distracting. There's another memorial for a person. Two people actually. And just off in the distance there, I see the 220-year-old viaduct. And there's the loop. I could go up that way, but there's a dog walker, so I'm going to go this way. And I'll probably pass him at some point in this loop. That way I'm not walking behind him and talking and you think I'm a weirdo. I bet you all this around here is all nice and lush in the summer. Everything's dead at the moment. I don't think there's any harm in visiting places at different times of the year. Just to see how different they look. And, you know, looking like a couple of weeks ago, it looked so different at this time of year. Yeah. So that's the viaduct there. So this is the closest point to the river. I'm actually right on it here. Oops. Don't slip down and fall in because it's manky. You've got all the houses behind it, viaduct, the chimney of one of the old mills and some sort of a tower that's also part of it, up in the distance there. The old Coates thread mills used to employ so many people in this town, but now they're all gone, only the building remains. So that would be the loop back to the main path, but just going to walk up here, see if there's anything. A wee bit of graffiti up here. I don't mind graffiti as long as it's a bit of artwork. I don't like it if it's just people daubing some rude words onto a wall. See this bit here, look at that. A big power pylon. That's just all wasteland there. You could do more work. Make something a wee bit nicer. Bury some of those power pylons. A nature reserve, but you've got a big huge set of pylons in it. And back onto the loop. Well, that's me heading back to the first exit I see on the right hand side here. I'll head back into Paisley town. Quite honestly, disappointed with this walk. If I'd actually paid money in the train to come here expecting something nicer, I'd be really annoyed, but I was coming to Paisley anyway for another reason, so it's not a big deal. Kill two birds with one stone. But it's fine if you're living in this area because you've got it on your doorstep, but to travel from somewhere to come here, nah, I wouldn't do it. Good for stretching your legs and coming out for a wee local walk, but definitely not for travelling too. But anyway, stretching my legs is what I've done and got a bit of fresh air and get out of breath a wee bit, so it's been enjoyable enough in that respect. But as usual, I'll put a map onto Patreon if you do want to come here or follow any of my other walks on the route I've came from the stations. But I'll call it a day here anyway and say thanks for watching and cheerio now.